So now that we've all had time to reflect on Tennessee's embarrassing 74-71 loss against Kentucky last night, there's one glaring problem that I see with this Tennessee basketball team, and I'm sure you're going to feel the same. So let's go ahead and get the good out of the way. Nate Mint has officially arrived. He has for the last 3 or 4 games, and this guy will be a top 5 pick in this year's NBA draft. But other than that, who is going to step up and help? Jacoby Gillespie had a great first half. He had 14 points in the first 20 minutes against Kentucky before vanishing in the second half, as I've said before, and only having 1 point in the last 20 minutes. But the biggest glaring problem that I see with this Tennessee basketball team, it's not free throws, it's not turnovers, although those are a big-time issue. I think it's got to be the front court's ability to score the basketball. Tennessee is the #1 offensive rebounding team in the entire country. Yet, JP Estrella, Jalen Carey, Felix Okpara, Dwayne Brown, they cannot score on a consistent basis. As we take a look at the stat sheet from last night as far as teams go, we look at Tennessee that had 19 offensive rebounds to Kentucky's 8. And overall, the Vols out-rebounded the Cats by 15 with 46-31. So essentially what I am saying is, this game should have never been close. But when you go down the line and take a look at all of Tennessee's bigs, this is what their stat lines look like. Dwayne Brown, 2 points, 1 for 6 from the floor, and he had 12 rebounds. If you have 12 rebounds, I'd say half of those were probably on the offensive side of the ball. He should have at least had 8 or 10 points. Then you look at JP Estrella, who I thought last night was one of the worst games that I've ever seen him play in a Tennessee uniform. He finished his night with 11 points. He had 8 boards himself, but he shot 4 for 13 from the floor, and I'd say 5 or 6 of those shots were point-blank range. Now, Felix Okpara was on a minutes restriction due to a calf injury that he sustained a couple weeks ago, but in the end, 11 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds. And it blows my mind that Jalen Carey can be so good one game and then absolutely stink it up the next. Because on the night, he played 20 minutes, which is half of a basketball game. He scored 1 point, and he only had 2 rebounds. Now let's call it like it is. This Tennessee basketball team has played a lot better the last 2 to 3 weeks. But losing to the same team twice in the same exact fashion in a 3-week span is a big-time problem. Turnovers are still an issue. Free throw shooting is still an issue. But to me, as of right now, you've got one of the best rebounding big men group in the entire country. Yet they are essentially no help when it comes to scoring points in a basketball game. Now, you guys let me know. I may be completely wrong. I may be overreacting. But right now, that's just what I see from this team. Go Big Orange.